What is going on, everyone? It's me, Troi, and I'm here again with another video. I can see a piece of lint flying.
Hear that old tin can kicking out a crazy beat.
Wait, what was I finna say? Listen to me. So, first I want to say thanks to everybody who recently commented, liked, and subscribed. Thank you so much for tuning in to the mysteries. The point is that I do want to go ahead and share with you guys 3 mystery books or introduce or debut series entries that I'm excited about reading into the future. Now, there's a lot more to that as well, but 2 of them are newly discovered. One in particular, I pounded on the keyboard like I got to find this series. I got to find a series that I'm looking for like this. And another one has been on my radar for some years now, and I got the first book in the series, and it just kind of never got me yet. Nonetheless, the first book is Contents Under Pressure, which is the first book in Edna Buchanan's, the popular crime writer, and Edna Buchanan. Y'all probably seen Edna on a number of different, investigative shows. Like, she's probably been on, interviewed on Snapped, and whatever you see on the IG channel, you have probably more than likely ran into Edna Buchanan, especially as it revolves around crimes that take place in Miami. But this book was published in 1992, which give me these a little bit later Miami Vice feels, but it follows and is the first book in her series featuring a prolific Miami crime reporter named Britt Montero. The point is that Edna's character, Britt, is Cuban-American, and that's precisely what pulled this book to me some years ago, and I kind of just held on to this book and not picked it up in time, and I was like, well, now's a good time, right? But anyway, in Britt's first case as an amateur sleuth / crime reporter, she is going to go into the Miami sewer system of police force machinations I'm trying to get this right, well, not necessarily, but to uncover what happened to a black pro football athlete who was found dead in police custody. I mean, can we just get into the bells that are going on here? But anyway, very exciting stuff. I'm hoping with my heart of hearts, because this was a book on a series that kind of fell into my lap per my loving of Kinsey Milhome and so many different, female lead detective stories. I'm hoping that this book serves. Y'all don't understand. It has to be my new favorite thing. You know what I'm saying? So with that out of the way, I'm going to share just a little bit of first-person exposition revolving around the character of Britt, because this is what made me. This is what's making me go. Character to me is so important. You gotta have the character in a mystery series. I don't necessarily mean the character has to be super funny or super witty, because really only a few mystery writers I think can do humor really well in a mystery, but the character has to have flavor. They have to have some kind of personality, and having darkness to go along with that is always a plus. So I'm going to read a little bit of the exposition here revolving around Britt and her background. So, I'm not like my mother, and I am her only child. My dad was Cuban, though I barely remember him. He died when I was 3. He didn't die, actually. He was killed, stood against a bullet-packed wall on San Juan Hill, and executed by a Castro firing squad. My mother never forgave him. She was the daughter of Miami pioneers and never understood why he let his dream of a free Cuba become a fatal obsession. His face is not precisely clear in my conscious mind, but in many ways his presence is always with me. After his death, my mother was ill and depressed and found caring for me difficult. I was farmed out to various relatives on both sides of the family. Small and bewildered, I felt strange and alone, more an outsider than a part of my father's ongoing, passionate, and sometimes volatile Cuban family, who all talked at once in noisy Spanish, or a part of the more reserved Episcopalians on my mother's side, who took turns speaking precise English and never, ever interrupted one another. My father's family laughed at my Spanish. My mother's criticized my English. It didn't help that the families were usually at odds with me. So needless to say, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about character, flavor. I'm ready. So the next book is the first book in the series that has been translated into English, and it is by a Japanese author named Tetsuya Honda, and the first book is called The Silent Dead, and it follows the story of a homicide lieutenant named Reiko, and I forgot her last name, hold on a second, Reiko Himekawa, which I'm thinking is like princess and something else. My Japanese is getting better. I don't know what it is. Actually, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So I better stop right there. But the point, as I spoke up in probably one of my last videos, I don't know the time frame here about me looking for more Japanese writers writing, is that I discovered this on Amazon, and it was a lot of typing that was going on. And I gotta tell you this, because I like to keep things. I don't like to say keep it real, but yes, I guess that's kind of my own truth. We'll keep it that way. But I've gotten probably about 55 pages into this book, and see, I kind of bookmarked it with the dust jacket, and I gotta say, it's a little bit trepid. Okay, it's a little bit trepid on the personality, which is kind of what you would sort of expect when it comes to Japanese characters, or just the culture in general. That very stoic personality. Well, not really personality, but the very stoic disposition, a little bit cold, a little bit robotic. That is very much happening here with this character, and it is driving me slightly crazy because of the fact that she is a homicide lieutenant who is above a number of different male characters, but for some odd reason, I keep feeling like she's much more a subordinate to these particular male characters. And from what I'm reading so far, the author is throwing a lot of weight into her being a female within this field, which is so annoying. It's like I just write the... Alright, shut up, Troi. But anyway, I'm not totally going to give up on the book, so we'll see what happens in the future. If you guys tune in, we'll know what's going on with Reiko, okay? And we'll just see. But yeah, yeah. Okay, so the next book is the second book in Walter Wager's series, following a I don't have the exact details. I picked this book up at a library, 25-cent off sale. The cover did it for me. It was just like, I gotta have it. But I think she's a private investigator, but I feel like she's a secret agent working for the CIA as well. But anyway, the second book in the series is called Blue Moon. As you can see the cover, that's what made me was like, yes, girl, let's see what you be given. But I cannot say that I ultimately have enough details about this series. All I know and all I can really tell you guys right now is that this particular story is the second investigation involving the character of Alison Gordon, and I'll read the back here. So, Las Vegas, the city of dreams, one lucky roll, one good night, and all your problems will vanish. But on November 6th, the dream will become a nightmare of flames and screaming death unless private investigator A.B. Gordon can track down the May 5th gang, and all she knows about them is that they're crazy enough to take on the mob and mean it. So, this is gonna be... I don't know. The book was published in the early 80s, 1981. But the vibe wise, I'm getting something a little bit more pulpy than hard boiled, if you will. And that could be a judgment based off the covers. I think it's just a matter of how serious the author will take not only the character but the reader as well. I'm trying not to throw out the blonde bombshell trope, but I kind of, as you can see, I'm really in a space with this particular series. Like I want to go in on some areas, but I'm trying to hold myself back. But you know what? I'm still gonna give it a go. I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead, because I love to read series in order, so I might just go back and order the first book and go from there and get my little tongue, my little taste bud, get my little taste buds wet and see what this series will be given. But if you guys have any more information about it, then I would love to hear any of these books. I would love to hear what your guys' thoughts of. So we're gonna see what Miss Alison B. Gordon be given, and hopefully she'll be given something. That is it, guys. I do have some more books coming in written by black authors that I'm gonna share as it regards to the mystery genre, that I'm going to share when they come in, because they're all on order, and it's so many. It's like I literally went to my list and I was like, I had this book on this list this long and this long. It's like order, and feed the monster inside of you. But anyway, that's it. I'm giving y'all too much. I gotta go. Peace.